Ron Howard's life is often told as a seamless arc of success, a child star who effortlessly became an Oscar-winning director. But beneath that polished narrative lies a far more complicated truth. His story is not merely about fame or fortune, it is about endurance. It is about a boy shaped by studio lights before he understood the weight of expectation. It is about a man who survived an industry that has undone so many. To understand Ron Howard fully is to look beyond applause and into the quiet sacrifices that built his extraordinary life. Born into an unforgiving industry, Ron Howard entered the world on March 1, 1954, in Duncan. Born to actors Rance Howard and Jean Spiegel Howard, performance was not a distant dream in his household, it was survival. When the family relocated to California seeking steadier work, Ron's childhood shifted from playgrounds to production lots. Before he could fully read, he was memorizing lines. Before he formed lasting friendships, he understood casting calls. The studio became his classroom, and adulthood arrived early, disguised as opportunity. America's beloved son. At just 6 years old, Ron stepped into the role of Opie Taylor on The Andy Griffith Show. America embraced him instantly. Viewers saw innocence, warmth, and sincerity. What they did not see was the isolation behind the scenes. California law required schooling on set, but classmates were tutors and crew members, not neighborhood friends. While other children ran freely after school, Ron remained within a structured world of scripts and schedules. The nation claimed him as its son, yet the cost of belonging to millions was a loneliness few recognized. The weight of early fame did not shield him from cruelty. Away from the cameras, children twisted his television identity into playground taunts. Being widely recognized offered little comfort in ordinary social settings. He later reflected on the confusion of not knowing who he was, beyond a character loved by strangers. The role that gave him security also limited him. By adolescence, the image of Opie clung tightly. Casting directors admired him, but struggled to imagine him as anyone else. What America adored became a barrier he quietly fought to overcome. Searching for identity in adolescence. After The Andy Griffith Show ended, Ron sought new opportunities, including a role in The Monroes, but its brief run deepened his insecurity. In 1974, he found renewed fame as Richie Cunningham on Happy Days. The show became a cultural phenomenon, yet attention increasingly shifted toward co-star Henry Winkler as the Fonz. Rather than resentment, Ron absorbed the shift quietly. Beneath the renewed success, however, he questioned whether acting alone would ever grant him true creative control. Discovering a new calling. While still performing, Ron enrolled at the University of Southern California School of Cinematic Arts. There, he encountered storytelling from a new angle. Behind the camera, he felt a sense of authorship he had never known as an actor. Directing offered freedom from typecasting and the chance to shape narratives rather than inhabit them. The realization was transformative. The child once confined by scripts began imagining worlds of his own creation. Slowly, the industry that defined him became an arena he could command. Building a directorial legacy. Ron's directorial debut, Night Shift, signaled promise. Greater success followed with Splash, which proved he could deliver box office hits. In 1985, he co-founded Imagine Entertainment with producer Brian Grazer, laying the foundation for a lasting creative empire. Films like Apollo 13 and A Beautiful Mind elevated him to the highest tier of filmmakers. Awards followed, including Academy Awards for Best Director and Best Picture. Yet even at his peak, Ron remained driven less by glory than by a desire to prove he was more than a former child star. Success and its silent costs. Professional triumph demanded relentless commitment. Long days on set and nights in editing rooms created distance at home. His mother's declining health weighed heavily during the 1990s. When Gene Spiegel Howard passed away in 2000, grief struck with piercing clarity. Success had brought recognition, but it could not return lost time. Ron reflected openly on the regret of missed moments, understanding too late that career milestones cannot replace quiet conversations or shared holidays. Achievement, he realized, always extracts a price: family struggles and fragile bonds. Ron's younger brother, Clint Howard, also pursued acting but battled addiction for years. Watching someone he loved struggle through darkness left Ron feeling powerless, despite professional stature. Fame offered no immunity against personal hardship. Through interventions and treatment, Clint ultimately stabilized, but the fear of losing him reshaped Ron's priorities. Loss struck again in 2023 with the passing of Cindy Williams, his co-star from American Graffiti. Her death reminded him that time is never guaranteed, even for those who once seemed eternally young. A life rebalanced today, Ron shares a quieter rhythm with his wife, Cheryl Howard, whom he married in 1975. Their enduring partnership has been a steady anchor. Their daughter, Bryce Dallas Howard, has built her own respected career in film, reflecting the family's multi-generational bond with storytelling. With grandchildren filling his home, Ron treasures simple rituals: long dinners, unhurried conversations, morning walks. Financial success, including valuable real estate and decades of royalties, provides comfort, but peace now outweighs ambition. Conclusion: the strength to endure. Ron Howard's journey is not defined solely by awards or box office numbers. It is defined by resilience. From a child beneath blinding studio lights to a filmmaker shaping modern cinema, he has endured scrutiny, loss, doubt, and reinvention. His story reminds us that greatness is rarely effortless. It is built through persistence, humility, and the courage to evolve. In surviving both Hollywood and life's private storms, Ron Howard stands not simply as a symbol of success, but as proof that endurance itself can become a legacy.